Hey, folks. All right, so I'm doing this pretty much by myself, or am I? I got Yeezy here. I got Aaron Yee. If you know him from every show he's ever done, every show on YouTube, Aaron has been on it. Brian McClay's Beyond Wednesdays, right?
Yep.
We got um,
Near Nirvana with
Near
Long Story Short.
Nirvana, of course. Yeah,
Long
I
Story.
mean,
And the
yeah.
House of Stein Hot 10, of course, right?
House of Sun Hot 10. So you'll be on that after this, probably, right?
Yes, yeah. So that
Yeah.
is the plan. And
All
then
right.
I got it all my start, thanks to Drunken Chat. So
A
big shout
drunken
out to
tent, yeah.
So big shout
I
out to
haven't
my
talked to
Mel.
Mel in a hot minute, so I do need to connect with him and see how that guy's doing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, so we're multitasking here. So I'm reading the chat. Jonathan says I should actually bring up the chat. See, I got to do this all on my own, and it's very tough.
And don't worry, I don't have controls here, so I'm just here for the
Yeah,
ride, and it's
I
kind of
know.
fun, like just being a
So
panelist. Yeah.
yeah, so well, thank you. You saved me because everyone is like heading out for vacation. I guess no one else is working on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Um,
I am. I'm grinding until San Diego. So
yeah, and that should be. I get to see you, meet you in person for the first time at San Diego, so that should be fun.
yeah, this is my first time to San Diego Comic-Con actually. So
Oh, you've never been?
I've never been.
It's really hard to
quantify.
Tell people how to quantify and expect, what to expect with that convention. There's so many people. Have you been to like Disneyland on a very crowded day?
So I've been to New York City Comic-Con. So I just
nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Okay, because I've always heard that comparison, with and stuff like that.
In terms of it is, but take New York Comic-Con and then double the amount of people and squish them into one place.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like, Javits is a huge convention center, so there's a lot more to spread out. Now, when you go down to the basement of Javits downstairs, and that feeling of like being in Artist Alley and it's really packed, that's how San Diego feels all weekend long, is that downstairs feel. When you go upstairs, it's like a breath of fresh air because, it's not that crowded.
Right.
But there's so many people. Every restaurant's packed, every hotel's packed, every bar is packed. I will say that it sounds awful, but it's pretty amazing. It's pretty fun. It's very high energy everywhere. There's always something to do, somewhere to go.
Organized chaos. I love it.
But then you got to choose what you want to do, right? Are you a panel person? Are you a variant chaser? Are you a signature chaser? Are you getting stuff graded? Like, what is like? Are you getting stuff? Are you getting commissions? Like, you really have to have a plan of attack.
Yeah, so I've actually already submitted to get a couple commissions. I'm getting one from Ji-Hung Lee, Mirko Adolfo. Nice. So I signed up for that through like their websites and stuff like that because they already opened up their list, and then that way with Ji-Hung Lee, I sent in a blank comic, and so I guess he's already starting on it, or they're at least getting prepared for him whenever he arrives. And then I just pick it up at the con at some point in time.
All right. Can I ask, how much do those cost usually for like a commission and they're pretty known artists. You're not like, it's not like, they're giving you rock bottom prices.
Right. I want to say Ji-Hung Lee's was like $400.
And is that for
it's for detail? A blank comic. Actually, it might still be on his website. So let me look it up real quick. I think it's
because if you ever want like color and detail,
right? It always costs like So it's a blank comic, and it was $400, and it's a torso sketch.
Okay, so torso sketch. That sounds right.
Torso sketch color, and then Mirko Adolfo has a menu of options. I think you can spend as low as like 200 something, and you can go as high as like 1,500, and I'm somewhere in the middle with I'm on a 9x12 with inks for $300.
All right. I mean, I do love the commission game. It's really hard to do. Well, you can't go to the convention and expect to get anything because everything is already like locked in. Like
yeah, I wasn't expecting to walk into the con and get something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good idea, getting doing it ahead of time. I want to do it. I did it once, I think. Where is it? I had Tahani Far. So I'm a She-Ra fan, right?
Uh-huh.
So this was New York Comic Con last year. I had her do a She-Ra for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was my She-Ra, my commission of like a post transformation, which is like the little like swirly, and she did this on like almost like a card paper stock. Now I thought that you couldn't submit this stuff to CDC, but apparently you can. But it just says art.
Right, it just says art. I've seen that before too, where it's almost like basically just like a sealed top loader. Is what it looks like. I feel like I'd much rather just get it framed.
Right, like what's to your right there? Is that the call?
This is the call. I got this at MegaCon, and MegaCon's a small enough convention where you actually do. So I was messaging him beforehand, and he was saying it's first come first serve at the convention. So he was my first stop at the convention at MegaCon, and I was like, kind of like, I want to get on your commission list.
You can now call that the Hawktua.
The Hawktua.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, because she's leaning back for it.
She's ready, right? She's ready for it. So you can have that. You can have that name. I'm sure. It's very trendy right now.
And it's kind of funny. Like I found out from all the people that got the art book, it's one of the pieces in there.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So one of the things that I've always wanted. So I'm an Art Adams fan, and I've talked to him. Wanted to get a commission, but to do a full sketch in color is, I think it's like $3,000.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like $2 or $3,000 to get it done. But what's kind of like a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of his variant covers have all been commissions. So he usually doesn't turn anything into Marvel they usually go to, he's like, oh, I did this commission and it's already done. Do you just want that? So he usually takes, he still has creative control over the commissions, even though he's doing the piece.
Oh.
And those pieces will end up as a variant for some of these books. So it's kind of like, then you own kind of a sneaky way to own the original art.
Cover art. Yeah.
Right. But it's got to be very, like, he doesn't do DC, not that I know of. And then you got to do a very popular character that would be on on a key Marvel comic. So
yeah. So I asked him to do a Polaris sketch, but everyone thinks this is.
I thought that was Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So I mean, I mean, if I technically wanted to sell it, I could sell it as a Scarlet Witch, even though knowing that I asked for Polaris, right?
If you can, like the next time you see DeCall, ask him if he'll just color the hair for like another $50, $100. Just color the hair green.
Green, like throw in a splash of green somewhere.
Yeah, no, we'll just color the hair green, and that'll be a nice color spot, some spot color on that.
Yeah. Oh, that would look cool. I'll have to ask him that if he'll do that.
I'm sure. I mean, he's a cool guy. We talked to him a couple times. He's very hey Gabe, what's going on?
All you have to do is mention Ben's name, long short.
He took a list of 10 names. I was number 5. He ended up only doing 2 that weekend. Oh, he tried to get in a commission. Yeah, he's tough to get. Gabe, we should have you jump on. I should send you the link if you want to jump on.
I did try messaging Philip Tan. I was trying to get one of his commissions. I have no idea what he charges either. I was just asking for pricing, and then by the time I messaged the person, they're just like kind of like, "Oh, it's filled up," and I was just like, yeah.
I'm gonna message Gabe. Gabe, if you want to jump on, I'm gonna send you the link. Just because it's nice to have more folks on here, and I do enjoy watching you on all the other shows that we have. So you're pretty much a member of the Cover Price family here. All right, sent you the link, Gabe. Feel free to jump on StreamYard. Anyway, folks. So what we're going to do is just kind of go through a lot of what's going on this week. Kind of a lot to touch upon here. So just to use what we actually have in the actual thumbnail of the show, we'll go into the Superman leak, which I thought was really interesting for a couple reasons. Now, if I could find where I actually dropped it. There we go. So this was the most interesting one, and I'll show the full costume one in a second. But I should take it now. How do I get away? Aaron, how do I get away this? There we go.
Oh, yes, click it again.
I did it again. Woohoo! I thought this was interesting because this shows like, who is that guy? Well, there's a lot of speculation that could be Ultraman, or is he just a soldier? So that was kind of the most interesting thing to me out of all these leaks, because they said Ultraman's going to be in this, right?
Yeah, I did hear a little bit about that. Like, as soon as these photos leaked, I was in a group chat that was like, it was just amazing to see like kind of what guesses were out there.
Captain Under Armour, says Jonathan. Yeah. Underdog. That would be amazing if it was Underdog actually underneath. That'd be a twist.
There was an authority character that I heard that someone said.
Well, yeah. So people have speculated that it could be. Oh my God, who's the authority? Midnighter, right? But it doesn't seem like Midnighter. Midnighter's too ego. Like he's all about, running his mouth.
Right, and then then a lot of people were shooting that down within that chat, saying that like tied with the government. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the most interesting photo to me. And then we had I'll present my screen here. Share my screen. Let's go to the window. Here we go. I did like seeing who am I? I'm at justjared.com, who seem to have the most amount of photos here. What's interesting, what I think is kind of fun, is that this is definitely a New 52 costume, right? Which is, everyone was speculating a while when they first saw him tying his shoe, right? Or putting his boots on, whatever it was. In the old days, anything connected like that would have skyrocketed in value, right? And then died quickly. But like, I think people have learned their lessons in that stuff, and that doesn't seem to be happening this time. Then the other thing what's that? What were you gonna say?
So you're saying that people aren't rushing to back issue bins buying Superman
New 52 number 1, yeah, which is probably this. People are smart. That's probably a bad decision to do that. What I did like was that they also showed Mr. Terrific, who, again, even we know he was coming, we knew he was going to be in it, and then now we're seeing him, and again, the traction on his first appearance, very light. Like, it's not doing anything. Well, I should actually check our movers here to see if it's showing up, because I actually haven't looked to see if that's actually true. Our movers are a great way to gauge, to see what books are moving in terms of volume. And his first appearance, I believe, was, what was that? I forget what issue. Oh my God. This is my thing every week, is I can never remember titles. So
I don't know.
Well, you're no use to me this week.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no kidding. No, it's all good. Because I keep wanting to. Oh, it's Spectre. It's like Spectre. I don't know, 88 or something like that. I would search for it, but that's going to be a waste of everyone's time. Anywho, so I thought that was interesting, where that book is not trending. His first appearance is not trending in a major way. Yes, thought it was just suffering from some kind of, I was inspired by the debate last night of the two old men battling it out for the presidency. I just feel like I kind of my mind slipped away just listening to that for even 10 minutes.
I was thinking of the scene in Billy Madison, right?
You are now stupid. Everyone is
now dumber for having listened to this.
May God have
Have
mercy
mercy
on
on your souls. Yeah.
I sent that to my uncle who was ranting about something on Facebook, and he didn't talk to me for like a year because it was so which I took as a win. I kind of enjoyed that. Most of these other photos are just kind of more versions of that. Those are just kind of some of the interesting trends that I kind of noticed. And to kind of piggyback off of that a little bit, in our Shaker report this week, we kind of call out there are a couple other things that are trending in terms of, I haven't actually added it to the carousel yet. That means I have to go to our content page. Our Shaker report hit this morning. And our Shaker report is essentially what you do last night with Mr. Longshort. Oh, hey, Gabe's here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Gabe.
Thanks for joining. Yo.
What's up? It just proves, like, me sitting on this panel that, like, there's obviously, like, collusion every week or every month. Like,
yeah, right. I mean, we do, like, Mr. Longshort and myself do have very similar tastes.
Right. And same with, like, and you mix Stein in there too as well. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So it just kind of makes sense that, like, there's always going to be, like, that since there's so much similar taste that there's going to be crossover at some.
Because I think you guys covered, what was it on your show last night? You covered. So I'm blazing through this stuff. You guys should read this report. It was actually a lot of fun. A lot of weird stuff on there this week. Oh, I guess we didn't have it. Someone didn't write it up. Well, I just caught one that we should have wrote up, but we didn't. Anywho, things that I wanted to get into. What's that?
For next week.
Yeah, for next week. So we had the Lantern show. They pretty much just reiterated that it's coming, right? No new news, I don't think, was given to it other than Chris Mundy, Ozark, and True Detective, who will be the showrunner, which is great news because he did a great job on both those shows. Ozark was a little slow, I think, the end of the first season, but I think they found their groove. Second and third season for sure. Damon Lindelof and Tom King will be executive producers. So I think this is going to be kind of the make it or break it. Like, how well will this DC universe be? Because Lanterns needs to be freaking awesome. I don't want them walking around like two normal people on Earth, and then there's a little bit of Green Lanternists. But, I mean, the Lanterns are a space opera, so I don't know how that's going to
translate
together.
Yeah.
But of course, with a show like that, no one knows what to go after right now. You can't really go after Hal Jordan's first appearance. You definitely can't go after Green Lantern's first appearance. Because I think that's $100,000+ book.
Or even Jon Stewart's first appearance is right up there. Not up to 100,000, but that's a pricey book.
Right.
And this is my most anticipated thing for the DC Universe stuff.
Yeah.
Is this Green Lantern show?
Yeah. And even Guy Gardner, if you want to be a guy who owns a Guy Gardner, but no, just kidding.
I got one right here next to me.
It's funny, like Guy was, when I was reading, Guy was on the outs, and Kyle Rayner was kind of my Green Lantern as a kid, right?
Yeah, man, you're talking my language.
Yeah, and like I didn't even know any Hal Jordan stories. Like that's how far into Green, like far away I was from Hal Jordan.
I think we lived the same childhood because I always thought of Hal Jordan as being a villain because of of Emerald Knight.
Right, absolutely. So I think if we see Kyle Rayner pop up, I think that's when you'll see like his first appearance. I mean, who knows what they're going to do and who they're going to bring in, but I mean, there's so many freaking characters. I don't even know how they will ultimately handle it.
And the way Tom King does this stuff, he brings in like the most deep cut characters.
Yeah, and I don't know how detailed you go into the spectrum too. Like, are you going through the full, Lantern spectrum? Or are you going to just stick with green and yellow for a little while?
Are we going to get Blackest Night? Like, that's kind of like where I'm hoping to see something happen.
Could you imagine a Blackest Night story? That would be pretty epic, I think.
And there's so many great first appearances if you do Blackest Night stuff. Like first appearance of Atrocitus, first appearance of Larfleeze. Like most of that Jeff Johns Green Lantern run is full of just first appearances in Blackest Night situations.
Is this the first Green Lantern project since the Ryan Reynolds movie?
Yes. Well, there was a couple scrapped ones in between, right? That just never went forward. But this is definitely the one that is supposedly going to
get past. Being.
There was some Green Lantern stuff in, was it Batman Superman? Like really short. There was like one Green Lantern that lost his ring that you saw.
Oh, you saw it. So you saw the ring fly by real quick. I forget. Was that the opening of Flash? I think.
No, it was definitely before Flash.
Was it definitely before?
It was like a big fight scene, and one of them was a Green Lantern character.
Right, I do remember that the ring flew by real fast.
And I think even like Snyder's original cut for stuff was supposed to have Green Lantern in it, and that went, that never happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean Ryan Reynolds is all we got in terms of Green Lantern stuff, live action.
And aside from the terrible digital costume, it's not that bad. The digital costume was the worst part of it for sure. Ryan Reynolds could carry any film. This is what's interesting to me about speculation today, right now, and content speculation. Now I should get rid. John hates it when I have these ads up. But you know what? You might as well go to hotels.com. Anywho, Mindset was announced this week. Now I heard about this 2 years ago. That this was picked up, and then the news just finally hit, which I thought was interesting. If you haven't read this series, it is really good. It will make did you read it, Aaron?
I did read this, so it was actually one of the I enjoyed this. But there was another title out around the same time that was very similar. Yeah,
there was. This one did a better job. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember which one it was. But I like the way this was a little more realistic, I think, which is why the TV show picked it up, because it's low special effects. It's kind of like, mind controlling with your phone. Very, very low lift in terms of special effects.
Was this the one where there's an app called like Mindset or something like that?
Yeah.
And then there's like a murder mystery within this, right?
Exactly. So basically this is to help you train yourself to either, stop smoking, lose weight. Basically you can train your phone to kind of use this app to retrain your mind to do the things that you want to, and also eliminate the need for the phone if you want. But then they figured a way to tap into this and actually control those people, control whoever they want using this. So it is interesting, but nothing like it is moving in terms of volume, but it's not moving at all in price. It's $3 a new minute. Again, the old ways, if this was 4 years ago, this would already be a $30 book, right?
Easily overnight. As soon as without even having to try, right?
Without telling people, the second it would have hit any other app, any other news forum, people would rush to eBay and buy everything out. For example, here's a book. This variant was the San Diego Comic-Con. It was limited to 50, and they were all pretty much signed. So we have them in 2 different locations on the site. We have the unsigned version and a signed version, because some did get or not signed. Most were, but these are only limited to 50. And there's a 9.8 out there for, I think, $150. Yeah, $150.
Oh, or best offer. You can knock that guy down to $125 probably.
And it has the same amount of watches that it had after the news. So again, it's kind of interesting, and not that I'm telling anyone to go out and buy this, because I always say content books make the worst, not the best, the worst investment ones. Now, if you can find them for $1 or $2, sure, might as well grab it. But yeah, the fact that you can still buy these for $4 or $5, it's just interesting to me how the market has shifted away from this so greatly.
But do you think it's because of the indie aspect to it also though? Because
I think people just learn their lesson. I mean, the people have now know that these things take years to come out, right? Mm-hmm. So option developed doesn't mean a lot. It's literally show me a trailer, show me
some casting. Let me see a director announcement.
Not even casting. Like, let's see it hit. Now people wait, like, have it come out, then they watch it, and then they're like, now people start moving on them.
Yeah, I figured most of the market kind of learned since by like Paper Girls, right?
Yes, a perfect example is that some of these things also have very low shelf life, like they don't survive very long. Now here's another one that was optioned. Now this is how wonky speculation is right now. Now this is not a particularly easy book to find. I think it's kind of a Men in Black-ish. Yeah, they describe it as a mixture of X-Files, Men in Black, with this Yeti, monster hunter cop. I haven't read the book, so I don't know too much about it. But it's been selling for $40, and a raw copy sold 2 days ago for $122. And it is true, like if you go and look for this book, look, it's trending at $96. You can buy one for $100. I have no idea what is going on sometimes in the market, because what was the thing that drove people to pick up this one? This is Corey Goodman, Jeremy Lott. I'm not fully aware of those guys, but it's going to be a TV series at Fox, and Fox doesn't exist, so I assume that means Hulu of some sort, because I think that's where all the old Fox stuff is going. But it's just really curious to me to see what 552%. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I don't know why these things are trending the way it is.
Yeah, why is this one got all the attention while Mindset just got ignored?
I mean, there's a couple things that I do like about, like, here's one, it has no variants, right? And it's a 2007 book. The difference with Mindset is that there are, let's go back to this book. Actually, I already had it open. This is only just 2 years ago, and it's got, whatnot variants, and it's got, a 1 in 50, a 1 in 25, a 1 in 100, then a golden apple. It's got a San Diego. It's got a lot of variants for it. And I typically, the more variants you have, the less focus people get on buying. They don't know exactly which one they should actually be jumping into.
So they just buy the one they like, kind of situation, right?
Right. And that's kind of, we did see a lot of prices across some of these, but like one here, one there, it's really like the foil recently. The 1 in 100 sold for like $35 recently, which is like, again, it doesn't seem to be crazy, but then again, you look at this proof and it's $96. So, and there's not, I wouldn't say it's rare. Here you can buy one for a 9.9 for $2,000. If you guys want to rush out and go grab one.
But is it? I mean, because it's written in a different time period, and
I think
it was ordered less than having 17 different choices of variants.
I think it's a little, it's rare, a little harder to find. It's not really, you can't really run to your comic book shop and go easily find it in the back issues. Though you probably could find this in the dollar bin, super easy. The fact that I had an Image first means that Image, it did well in some capacity for Image,
right?
People were asking $20 for that Image first.
Yeah, which is really, again, like, and then here's the other thing is that it actually the characters first appeared in this Negative Burn 7. So this isn't even the first appearance of the characters. So
it's just their own storyline or
right. It was like
title.
But I don't think, again, that's very public. That's not like public knowledge. That might change the path of this down the road as it becomes people become more aware of this. Anyways, these are some of the trends that I was thinking about as I saw those Superman leaks, and then I was thinking as we were writing this article, writing about all these content books, I was like, where are these trending? You know, even Street Fighter is severely undervalued. The first appearance of Street Fighter, which is not this.
You're looking for the Malibu stuff,
right? And I think we talked about, or you guys talked about it on a Shaker show not too long ago, because we highlighted this was the first appearance right here. I believe, yeah, this Malibu series. Proof might either be the next Walking Dead or the Oblivion song. Let's see if I can go back to the comments and share that real quick, because that was a running gag in entertainment, and everywhere everyone was calling a new image title the next Walking Dead
or the next Chew. I remember that was a thing too.
But look, like $25 for a 9.6 of the first appearance of Street Fighter.
Wow.
Like 280 is the all-time highest for a 9.8. Oh, someone just dropped something.
To me, I never understood why there was never a correlation between like a new Street Fighter video game versus and then the comic like kind of jumping up in price, right?
Now, in this case, this is an excellent investment. Like at these prices, you know, this is not a brand that's going away anytime soon.
Right.
I should jump into this book. Actually, I will buy this book right after this show.
I think that's a good idea. I want to go for the gold logo version of number one.
Yeah, the golds are a little harder to find. I don't think we've seen a sale since May. Yeah, let's see how much they're selling. Let's see what they're selling for. Like $20. All right, I'm buying one after this show.
Well,
don't buy
it on that one, Matt. I looked at that one. That one's beat up, but still.
Oh, is it beat up?
It's beat up. Right. It's probably like a fine.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is crispy.
It almost looks like the gold's painted on there too.
Well, what's interesting about this Street Fighter book is it got canceled after number 3 because Capcom hated it so much that they forced them to stop making the comic book.
It is sad that the art is pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
But, you know,
well, especially since like the box art was always like so amazing, right?
It's iconic, definitely.
Yeah. And then here you go.
Iconic. What? Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you look at just what some of the Street Fighter here, let's look at a Street Fighter. I'm looking in here. I should go actually to the site and let's just look at. I just want to look up any swimsuit variant. Pretty much any Street Fighter variant. They're probably mostly a lot of them are like in the hundreds. You know, these are store exclusives. But like some of the exclusives are like even the more accessible store exclusives are still more valuable than the first appearance. Which
I mean, just like those udon covers, you know, people love those.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mean, it's kind of nuts. Like here, this is almost triple the values of Street Fighter, the first appearance of Street Fighter. Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting trend. I kind of wanted to mention it during the show. It was interesting to me to see the wild difference between Street Fighter, Proof. Like again, people are paying $100 for Proof number 1, but you know, $50 for the first appearance of, you know, Street Fighter in a 9.6. It definitely tells me that, you know, there's some of the old speculation is there, but then also there's a lot of people learning their lessons. Like, I'm not saying stay away from mindset, but it's definitely weird how that hasn't trended at all. And I think it's because I actually have the variants for this book, which is usually if I own the book, that means it never goes up in value.
So that means you just got to give it away, and then it becomes $100 books overnight. You know,
right, exactly. That's totally how it would work.
But I mean, Street Fighter's proven itself too as an IP that's here to stay the test of time at this point.
Yeah. Anyways, check out the article. There's a lot of cool stuff, like first appearance of Bone. You guys covered that on the show. I thought this was fun on the show last night. Was this the true first appearance of Godzilla?
Oh, so you heard about that debate thing with the Heritage Auction and CGC label?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
So CGC had posted that they had the first appearance of Godzilla in a manga.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Is that the same book or is it a different one?
No, it's the same book.
Oh, okay. Because wasn't there one before that too as well? It's like a preview book or something like that. A preview manga.
I don't know.
So
this was the book this was a heritage sale. It sold for $14,000, $14,400 for CGC 3.5.
So there's a book that predates this. That's like a manga as well. That Godzilla's in.
King of Golden State said, "Yeah, but I have all those Spawn ones. Definitely will shoot up and value again." I'm like, I'm gonna make at least $100 off of all the Spawns in one shot. Maybe.
How many Turok ones do you have?
I have one Turok one, and it's literally the copy I bought off the stands and read it back in the day.
Nice.
Turok was fun. Actually, what I loved about Turok was the Nintendo 64 game.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
like one of the better shooter games. It's right up there with GoldenEye.
Yeah, Turok was if you're a gamer, especially classic, old school games, look for Turok on Nintendo 64 because it's fantastic.
And hint, you probably won't find any sealed because everyone was playing it.
Yeah, if you could, I bet you could find a seal. Like I know sealed Spawns were going for decent amounts too. Spawn from Super Nintendo.
Nice.
So what was the drama behind that?
Yeah, so CGC had posted about that, and a bunch of people from a manga group found out, and they started commenting on their post, and then they were deleting comments about anyone that was trying to oppose what they were trying to sell, I guess, or whatever.
So Heritage was saying this is the first appearance, but manga collectors were saying no, it's not.
Well, so CGC was taking the stance saying that this is the first appearance, and then manga collectors are saying it's not because the other one predates it, and then I think it has like 14 panels in it or something like that, or more.
All right, well then we're gonna have to make that notation in our article here because we have it down as the first appearance.
So yeah, I would definitely talk to Josh, International Comics. He has all the details.
Well, that'd be interesting. Okay, I'll hit up Josh.
Yeah,
that's I missed out on that drama. There's always drama. There's some drama in the comic book space.
Well, I especially when it comes to like something like this, right? Like mangas and foreign books, like I think that's like kind of like uncharted territory for a lot of comic book readers.
Yeah. All right. So the other thing I was kind of jump into here was I kind of like to go through some of our latest articles and also kind of tap into to connect all the dots. I know you know what? I forgot to even talk about our giveaways that we're doing. Oh my God. Usually I have people here to remind me of this stuff, and those people are not here. All right, let's go to sorry. Talk amongst yourself as I bring up the book that we're giving away tonight.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Gabe.
Yeah, man. Good to see you too, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man. This is fun.
Yeah, Gabe, I got to meet you briefly. Like, what was it, WonderCon one year?
It was WonderCon. Yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah, WonderCon's fun. That's when was that when TiVo got in trouble by using our badges?
That's when him and Justin both got kicked out for taking over someone's booth or something.
Yeah, they were using our badges and like just taking over panels, and we got like a call. They're like, "Hey, your employees." like no. They're like, "If you want to buy a booth," I'm like, "No, it's not us." Dude, I had like a Tivo, like, "Hey, dude, next time, can you like just." All right, here we go.
Well, hopefully you won't get any calls about me during San Diego.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Aaron's gonna be like, "Aaron killed a dude." Like, I saw that.
He was driving an invisible car.
He's with a trident.
WonderCon's one of my favorite conventions. I love that convention. It's such a comic book centric convention.
This past year was a little lackluster. A lot of publishers didn't go. So here's what we're giving away tonight. So stay for the end of the show. We're doing Department of Truth, the Fumara 1 in 25. This was kind of one of the highly anticipated variants for the return of Department of Truth. So this was a cool variant. I think right now we have it at $40. I think it's starting to do a little bit more when I was looking up sales a little earlier, and I cannot type. My internet is so freaking slow. That's kind of like, I need like something to play when my internet is like super lagging. Oh look, there's barely any copies listed. There's just these 2 auctions going on right now, 3 auctions, 4 auctions. So this is a good book. I think it's heating up pretty nicely. So we'll do the other thing I didn't do was set up the StreamYard, the giveaway. So we'll do that now live with everyone watching.
They get to see the magic behind the scenes.
I know, right?
This is the fun part. Everybody's missing out is setting up the giveaway stuff on StreamYard.
This is what happens when I have to run the show. So we're gonna do dot. So hashtag dot. So that's for Department of Truth.
Oh, that's smart. So I'm kind of excited to see that they're moving away from the all the Bigfoot stuff. It kind of lost me in that, where I'm sitting there trying to read a comic book and it's just like handwritten art, like drawings, or whatever. Yeah. And it's I see that in trying to read band logos all the time. I don't need to see it in this. Yeah.
No, I think it'll be good. And we only have 29 watching, so you have a pretty good shot of winning. We got Discovery Bay. We got JB in here too.
JB in the house, yeah.
Look at that.
Hey Matt, you guys going to San Diego next month?
Yes, we are going to San Diego.
Yeah. I will be there as well.
Yeah, we don't have a booth, but we'll be walking around. We do have a panel Saturday night at 5, so we'll post all that stuff.
It's at 4. It's 4 to 5.
Oh, is it 4 to 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, because you got it's on your badge.
Yeah.
We did get Aaron a badge, so Aaron's coming along.
I'm tempted to go down to San Diego just to hang out because I love just the after party of San Diego.
Yeah, there's so much going on. The problem is there's too much. I think Friday nights is usually there's a bad idea party, then there's a Marvel party, then
well, it's also just everybody just spills out across the street to the gas lamp district, and it's just nothing but bars and restaurants.
Yeah,
that's where my Airbnb is 0.1 miles in the gas lamp.
Yeah. The other thing, while we're doing that giveaway for Department of Truth, we're also doing another giveaway. So if you go to our social channels, look, that's me reaching out to Gabe right there.
Word.
Let's see. We'll go to my profile. Right here, we are giving away. So we're pretty excited about Ani's relaunch of the old EC line. And this is their first book, is From the Abyss. This is the 1 in 100. This 1 in 100 is going to be impossible to find because how many stores are going to be ordering 100 copies of Epitaphs from the Abyss? It's not going to be easy.
Not many at all.
Yeah. Not many at all. So we're giving you a graded 9.8 away. Now they're coming back from CGC. I think they did get some early copies, some of their proof copies, and they sent the proof copies off to CGC to get them graded for promotional purposes. So those are coming back to them now, and they gave us a 9.8 to give away. So what you have to do is we'll drop the link. So this is a double giveaway tonight. I'm going to post the link in the comments. All you have to do, there's multiple ways that you can do it. You don't have to do all of them. You can follow Ani for five entries. You can follow us for 5 entries. You can follow them on TikTok for 10. And you can sign up for 10. You could potentially get 30 entries in for this book by doing all those things. Or you could just do one of them and call it a day. Currently there are we went live with this an hour ago. And it's 1,000 entries currently. So but this is going to be a great book. If you don't get this, they're giving us a 1 in 100 to give away when it comes out. So we're also going to give a raw copy away when it comes out. So come back for that show. I think in 4 weeks when it gets released.
Did FOC already pass for this?
FOC is Monday.
Ooh.
So that's kind of why we kind of shoehorned this giveaway in. We're big fans of this relaunch. And this is especially a book that's going to be very hard to. Usually we're pretty picky about, hey, we don't want to promote things too much, but we're like, hey, this no one's going to be able to get this book. So the fact that we can give it away to you guys is awesome. So make sure you enter that. So a double giveaway tonight. And only the 20 of you, the 32 of you know tonight. So that's fun.
So make sure EC cover treatment they're doing on that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
yeah,
they need to each make sure that they tell 2 friends.
Yeah, right. You know what I do like here. I have a better. I'll take away. I have a better photo of it here that I actually put into the brand files, so you can look at it a little clearer. What I like about the EC covers, and I was telling this to Ani when I talked to them a while back. I was like, what's exciting about them is we're going to get like fun horror comics and fun horror covers. And we haven't seen like really good horror covers since maybe like, Beneath the Trees. But again, it was kind of like, bear horror, which was a great series. But now it's going to be like to get some old EC style artwork that is like hyper detailed like this is going to be fun.
Right.
No, like there's not going to be any pinups. There's no pinup style arts. It's just fun horror filled art.
And then plus, like, how many people can actually afford pre-code EC horror like originals?
Right.
Like, I mean, I know a lot of the big ones are out of everyone's price range, and then all the books that are kind of like approachable, like the covers aren't as iconic, right?
Yeah, and I think they said they're holding back the big guns for like some of the best EC covers. I think those are going to be very laser focused. Like they're not just going to be. Here, I'll share my screen again.
It's not going to turn into a ASM 300 homage.
No, I think they've learned the trappings of some of the things not to do in the variant space. I mean, ultimately, they want you to read these because the stories will actually be fun to read. You can actually read your comics. They already have. There's a good amount of variants, not like a crazy amount, but you have these kind of
original
art covers. Yeah. You get your own done. So Jay Stevens, he did. What was the book that he did? Dwellings. Did you guys ever read Dwellings?
I didn't read it, but I did see the cover artwork for it. because Brian was big into that.
Yeah, Dwellings is fantastic. So Jay Stevens is the artist of Dwellings. It was basically taking Harvey style art and then having them be horror-filled comics using Harvey art, which is, you know, Casper the Ghost, Little Dot, stuff like that. They're so much fun. Very kind of like right before Beneath the Trees took off, Dwellings took off. So Jay Stevens did a cover for that, which I think is a lot of fun. I think these are going to be fun. I don't mean to talk them up so heavily because I have nothing invested in these. I don't own even one cover. I'm just excited about reading horror comics again. Yeah. So anyways,
I like that Jay Stevens approach though to horror because it makes it more approachable for everyone.
Right.
Like because if it gets too gory for people, like it just automatically like where it's like I can't read that. Versus this, where it's a little bit more approachable for everyone.
Let's see if I can pull up my comments here. I keep closing it. It's like so. Ani isn't doing second prints either. Yes, that's true. No second prints.
No second print 1 in 25s. Amazing.
So yeah, right. So no second prints in general. So basically, it's open order right now, and what you can order as much as you want. And the second it closes, it's done. That's it.
Nice.
Leftero said not for the first issues, so maybe down the road. Leftero says and he does 1 in 10s. Rudy says it's great to be excited about comics. That's what brought us all together. Yes, absolutely true.
And it's great that they want you to read it too. That's the most important part for someone like myself. I'd rather just be able to read it.
Yeah,
and not see it as a collector thing.
Like I'm a big Twilight Zone fan, and then I kind of found like I didn't get into the relaunch of it with Jordan Peele, and I've been watching those over the past 2 weeks lately, and they're fun. They're not as in like deep as the originals were, you know.
You can't beat the Rod Sterling stuff at all.
No. And it, you know, the old style, really, the black and white, the actors, the kind of the old feel of it really matched the style really well. But I do really enjoy the new show.
Did you get into Black Mirrors?
I do. Again, some of them I loved, and some of them I didn't. Right? There was some that were good, some that they weren't, and I kind of skipped over the ones I kind of got bored on. But there were several that I actually absolutely loved on Black Mirror. Again,
I think Twilight Zone, Matt. There is a Rod Serling comic book out there, a graphic novel about his life.
Oh, is it like a tidal wave thing?
No, it's an actual. It's not tidal wave. It's not like one of those weird fake, knockoff ones. It's called The Twilight Man, and it's on Amazon and stuff like that. Okay. But it's beautiful. It's a great book. It's a great story. You get to learn a lot about him, like being in the military, how he was like a really short man and had problems getting into the military, things like that. But it's about him and basically the start of television.
I put Twilight sound. This is what you get to see me spell too. I don't know. I mean, we have the original.
Some of those Twilight Zone books are expensive because that's some of Frank Miller's first work is in these Twilight Zone books.
Yeah, there was was this one. It was like number 60 something, right? With the diver on the front.
Right.
Is it 15, 16 or is it?
I forget what issue it was. I would see it by I would know it by sight. Yeah, these old Twilight Zones are pretty cool. I have it. We have it marked as a key, so it should be pretty obvious. This is
number 48 or 84. Sorry, 84.
Yeah, and this is something we're working on, where you can actually search for the actual keys, which would be first written and illustrated work in comics by Frank Miller.
I've met so many people that found this at half-price books.
Oh yeah, you could find this easily. Like, I mean, some of these gold keys. I mean, when you're digging through, collections, especially like in an antique market where they just bought whole runs. I mean, you can definitely find this here because most of the stuff around it, $190 raw.
Most gold key books aren't considered keys, and they're almost impossible to try and figure out what issue number it is a lot of times too.
Yeah.
It's not written on the front. You have to like look inside and decode something.
Oh yeah, here came for Miller's early work with Johnson. Well, we're coming up on time. There's so much that I wanted to go over. I was actually going to go over all our our top 10 a little bit. Another quiet week that allows Uncle Scrooge to show up. But I would just point you to our shows this week. I would watch the top 10 show that came on Tuesday. If you ever want to find them, they're also kind of down here at the bottom of the page. You could go here and see here's the top 10 right there. So I don't even have to go that far. You just have to scroll down a little bit and they're there. What I wanted to do was also take you through the reflective. We had a nice reflective this week. Again, right out there at the bar there, top bar there. Wait, no, that's the day after Wednesday. Which is also fun. There are some good books to pay attention to.
That's a good. I like that article. The day after Wednesday stuff, because you kind of get to see, okay, what's everybody really grabbing? Like,
we get a lot of comments of people hating that it's all variants, and it's like that's the only stuff that's selling. Like in terms of the aftermarket, there's not a lot of A covers moving unless there's something big.
Right.
So it's kind of
most stores have A covers. Those variants are going to be a hunt sometimes.
This is a fun one to read because Ultimate Fallout 4 has always lands on our reflectives. Over the past 4 or 5 years, the book has gone up and down and up and down. What's interesting about this is this was June 2020, right in the thick of COVID, right? Like everyone's lives are miserable 4 years ago at this point. People were just starting to like go outside again. But like content speculation was just on fire. Like everything was moving. And this is when Ultimate Fallout 4 was really, really hitting. I mean, you can see like here, it went up a little bit raw for the second print here. But it definitely dropped in a 9.8. So like right now you could get a 9.8 for a song for the second print. Although it's kind of notable for the first print, it's not that bad as people are saying. Like it has dropped significantly over the past couple of years from its all-time high, but it's holding from pandemic pricing, and this is about $200 down. I mean, I still say if you're getting $1,000 off of a 12-year-old, 13-year-old book, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. What can you complain about if you bought it if you bought it on the newsstand, right?
It's like you can highlight all the negative drops as much as you want, but it's like I would still take $1,000 right now. I'm not going to be crying that I bought it for $50 and sold it for $1,000. Yeah. This was one book that definitely tumbled it. Like if you remember a year ago, the world was literally falling apart. We had all the riots and marches, and everyone was all pissed off, and the world was a weird place 4 years ago. So this was a really interesting article for all those things that we mentioned, which is why we chose it as the cover image right here. So I definitely say that you guys should go back and check some of these things out. Even the to your point, Gabe, the day after Wednesday had a lot of we even tell people this isn't necessarily what to buy. This is just what's trending. And if you could go to your shop and get them for market, right, or way under market, that's the whole goal. Like, hey, this is selling for $100, and maybe your store has that for $25. If you want to flip. The one that I want people to pay attention to is this one. So Blood Squad 7 is interesting. Liefeld doesn't have, I don't think either Image doesn't have the rights to Youngblood anymore. So they're kind of created this book to essentially wipe Youngblood out from the Image universe. To essentially as it never existed, and then replacing Youngblood with all these other characters. And so slowly they're interacting with some of the other Image characters as if they had. It's kind of like what they did with Sentry. It's like their Sentry in young blood a little bit here.
Oh, well, I don't think they're trying to catfish us like they did with Century.
No, this is pretty straightforward. But while Jim Rugg's doing all the 1 in 20s for this, which is interesting. You've never seen Jim Rugg do a Savage Dragon before, which is why the other ones just had some of the Blood Squad 7 characters. This is the first one to have a core Image character. Now there's going to be a cover, I don't know what issue, but the one's going to have Spawn on it. So for these books are kind of flying under the radar a little bit right now. I think there's not even one copy listed right now of that.
That's interesting because Savage Dragon has a character in the comic just called Youngblood. Not a team, but just one like older military guy that Eric Larson called Youngblood.
So I thought that was here. Let's just go variant and see. Let's reduce our keywords here and see if it pops up.
So is McFarlane and Liefeld getting ready to do like some sort of like 90s creators like Civil War of some sort?
I don't know where this will lead to, but I do think it's interesting. And I kind of think people are sleeping on this one a little bit because I do think they have plans. It is interesting. So here was the variant for the first issue. It was a very Prophet-esque cover, right?
Yeah. It even has that first exciting issue.
Right.
That's from Youngblood #1.
Yeah.
Right. That's only selling for $7 right now. But I think the last sale for this Savage Dragon, I think it was like $35.40. Okay, 15. That's 2 days ago. But it did sell it's only 5 sales, and it did sell for $40 the same day. So this, I do recall, this was someone that listed the book right after for like $20. I don't think they were paying attention to what they were selling for in the market. You can see here they sold it for $30, and then this dude just like, I'll take 20. you're like threw it out for 20. I was like, I don't care, I'll take it for 20.
The seller has an 86% rating. That's a bad buy to me.
Well, 130 too.
Yeah, no, thank you. Then pass on that deal.
Hey, hypothesis, I'm sure you're a nice person. So, maybe this was just someone who was being harsh on them and he just had a bad couple shipping days. But
someone told me on eBay I was selling fake shoes.
So I wanted to call that one out, was pay attention to this one. If you see it for under $20, heck, you might even find it for cover, because some stores I heard were just putting these with the rest because of the low performance of the other ones. I would grab this because literally the market is yours right now with not one copy.
That's cool cover. I'm just such a Savage Dragon fan. I want it just for Savage Dragon.
The Savage Dragon, I mean, it's the longest running independent series ever, by one artist.
Yeah.
And some of his like Savage Dragon variants sell for huge premiums because there's not many of them at all. So the fact that this is kind of a sneaky Savage Dragon variant makes me think that this is one book to kind of like maybe grab now.
Because down the road, like once more Savage Dragon fans find out about it, right?
Yeah, and I don't even care. Like, even if nothing happens with the Blood Squad 7, this will still be a hard to find Savage Dragon variant.
Yeah,
right. So that was a good one to highlight. Some of these other ones are kind of just. I did like this Ashley Wood self-help variant. If you're an Ashley Wood fan, it's kind of one to look for a little bit. I loved this Lobos. Lobo, not Lobos. I keep thinking of the artist Lobos. Lobo. There's even something in his drink there. I love covers with a lot of details where you can really like sit there and.
When I first saw this cover, I didn't get to see that kind of detail into what was in the mug. Like it just kind of looked like a beer or whatever.
So it's fun. I do think this kind of has some long term. Mark Spears, he had a really great let's do this. Mark Spears Kickstarter. He had a great Kickstarter. Monsters, right? We highlighted this we have a Kickstarter or a crowdfunded article, and we were talking about this one. He did some fantastic covers for this. I do think that these are going to heat up when they release, and my internet again is dragging. So stare at a blank screen for like 5 minutes. Anywho, I'm just going to share the link in the chat as it pops up. Check out these books, these covers. I do think they're.
It's a unique art style he has. It's almost like a 3D model that he paints over or something, but it's pretty interesting.
I think he's kind of like the next big kind of artist down the road. This was the one that I liked the most. So this was all a Monster Universe. Can I even bring it up? Will it even let me bring it up? No, it won't let me bring it up. Oh, can I show it here? Where is it? I mean,
he's doing all standard variant covers, it looks like.
Yeah, and we did a Campbell one there. I really kicked myself for missing this thing. They did Transformers.
I think they did all homage covers.
Yeah, I would have. So I can't. It won't let me blow it up. But he did the X-Men. Jim Lee.
The Jim Lee connecting covers. That's cool.
Of all the monsters, I mean, just freaking. I just love it so much.
I think Brian got onto this Kickstarter.
Yeah, I wish I did. I didn't, and this is the Magneto of Helsing. What's it? Helsing. Anywho, so that's definitely one. I do like Mark Spears. I think he's going to be a huge talent. Just looking at this, for a 1 in 25, if I can find this at my shop, I'm going to grab one. Here's the book we're giving away. Like right now, go ahead and skip through these, read the article if you want to read the rest. Again, let's jump back to it. If you guys have not entered, we are giving away, we just showed it, that Department of Truth. This guy right here, where is it? Right there. The Sebastian Fumara 1 in 25. All you have to do is hashtag DOT. You down with DOT?
Yeah, you know me.
There you go. That shows the 90s. That shows the 90s. You down with DOT? Can we make that a thing? Can that be a new thing?
You down with DOT?
Yeah, you know me. I forget what it was, but there was some comic panel where he was like, I want to see what type of audience I have with me. And he said, DuckTales, and then waited. Oh. And then the audience, he's like, okay, I just wanted to make sure I was with my people here. Yeah.
Well, that's how you need to open up your panel at San Diego. Like,
right?
Down with DOT.
I know exactly how it would go. It'd just be people like just sitting there with their arms folded, just staring at it. And then at that point, you set the tone of just awkwardness for the rest of the panel, right? You have those people like sitting there just hating their life. All right, we only have
just get off their feet for 10 minutes. Yeah.
So how many people? We have 31 watching. We had people leave because they didn't want to win this book. Please thumbs up this, like, subscribe. We have 0 thumbs up. That's what you guys think of the show right now. That's not good. I'll do better next week. I'm sorry, guys. So, all right, 1. There we go. The base is through. And anyone else? I'm gonna run this in 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go.
Good luck, everyone.
Gabe, you're in this? It looks like I saw your name pop up. So if you win,
no, I didn't enter.
No. Oh no, David Landers.
Good, awesome, David. Congratulations.
So David, reach out to us on Instagram. Are you here, David?
Yeah, David, go for it.
Reach out to us on Instagram, and I will get this out to you one day. I still have, if you guys are watching and waiting for your books that you have already won, I do plan to get them out. So I plan to pack them up on Sunday night, so I should get them out Monday morning, including this one, David. It'll feel like you didn't even have to waste any time. Look, I have David's name up there for like a whole 5 minutes, so you can stare and know the name that is David Landis.
Oh, and they're still in the chat, so they're not one of the people that left.
Yep. Thanks, David. King of the Golden State says congrats. So congrats, everyone. Yes, I know. You never got the Feral book. I have it literally here. Zabit, I apologize. I'm just terrible at shipping, so that you can yell at me. John is constantly. I'll even send you an extra. I'll send you some nice extras to make up for it. So that's actually what I do with my team. Every month, I don't send books I owe them. I add an extra book. And by the time they get it, they have like 12 free books on top of there.
You can send them that Mega Man Game Informer you got back there.
Yeah, I love this thing. Yeah, right there.
Is that in the collection?
I saw that because I'm a huge Mega Man fan.
Yeah, here I'll let's see if I can grab it. I'm gonna stop my cam so you don't see me wheel away. I should go, but yeah, this was to announce Mega Man 11.
Oh, okay.
The back cover is awesome too. So it has all the variations. I'm not going to pull it out all the way because I'm that kind of guy. But it has like all the various. Let's see if I can do this. Every iteration of Mega Man through every game.
Oh, that's cool.
And this thing is like, so I don't know if you've ever had a subscription to Game Informer, but they would mail it out just raw with a label right on the back. Like there was no bag or board. They just threw it in the mail and it came to you as it came. Like these weren't collectible.
And whatever, like
stuffed
letters.
stuffed in the box. Yeah. So as a Mega Man fan, I found a pretty nice. I would even say that this is 9.6 ish. Well, no, there's a crease right there. It's probably a 9.4. But for this book, I would be pretty happy with a 9.4.
Very cool. I'm gonna try and start hunting down all the because I love the Archie Mega Man series. Everybody's after like that DreamWorks #1, right? But that's first appearance stuff. But I love that Archie series is fantastic for like the 55 issues.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's fun. Run that Galactus. Yeah, his head's broken. He's fallen off that shelf like 30 times. So his head is no longer actually bobbling. It is just sitting on top of that little body of his. Also, there's a Silver Surfer that he holds that's fallen off. In the corner, I have there's a Simpsons Stephen Hawking to the left of him, and then to the right of him is a Standor, which is Stan Lee as a Masters of the Universe figure.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So those are some of my favorite. And then I have a Mondo Ghostbusters LP right there. As a Ghostbusters fan.
I got to rearrange my room, and then so I got to set up my record player and everything. So I've been listening to records. Yeah, so I've been listening to records again. And the one record that I hadn't listened to that I should have listened to a long time ago was the What's the Furthest Place from Here record.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I got one, and I never listened to it, and no one posted the music online. So I was like, kind of like, hey, what is on here? And one's a Lionel Richie cover, and I don't know.
All Night Long.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right, that's all you get. Now I'm gonna have that
your panel by seeing Lionel Richie.
You know, again, you're full of good ideas, Gabe. So I should actually have you come on the panel, and you can like kickstart. You can at least be my hype man for some of this.
We'll make it work, man. I'll go up there.
Again, make sure to visit our social media or visit the site. It's not on the site yet, but right after I get off this, I'm going to drop it in our carousel. And again, it's here's some of the. Oh, I keep going away. So click our link. There's a link tree in our Instagram that will take you directly to this. If you get our emails, it'll also be in the Shaker email that was sent out about an hour ago. So it's in there as well. And then again, it will be in our carousel in about 30 minutes here. So make sure you sign up. Literally a 9.8 of that. I don't know. I can't guarantee what it's going to be worth. I have no idea. I have no expectations of what that'll do. I just know it's going to be pretty darn hard to find. So the fact that they gave us that is pretty nice. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming, Gabe. Thanks for the spontaneous appearance.
Thanks for sending me the link, man. Thanks for having me on. This is always excellent.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, thanks for joining, guys. We'll see you next week, or will we? Will we be? Yeah, we should be on next week. So we'll take a day off from our 4th of July festivities. Have a good 4th. Don't blow any limbs off, please. All right.
Keep all your fingers and toes.
Yeah, but don't do dumb things. All right, we'll take you out. Thanks, guys. If I can hit the button. Here's our outro.